Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to a brand new video, and this is a little interesting discussion point and it's honestly pretty worrying. So on the CSGO blog, for those of you who don't know, obviously CSGO is like another very popular game made by Valve in terms of games like TF2. I'm sure most of you know what Counter-Strike is. It has a very big economy behind it. Coming with that though, there was a lot of gambling sites, etc., and a lot of shady things going on in terms of CSGO skins being used for incorrect purposes, right? So CSGO on the official blog just put out a post that's kind of got me worried for not only the future of CSGO's economy, but TF2's, and we're going to be talking about how this might affect TF2's economy and the direct implications it's going to have on CSGO's economy. So, without further ado, the blog post reads as follows. Key change. Starting today, CSGO container keys purchased in-game can no longer leave the purchasing account. That is, they cannot be sold on the Steam market or traded. Pre-existing CSGO keys are unaffected. Those keys can still be sold on the Steam community market and traded. Why make this change? In the past, most key trades we observed were between legitimate customers. However, worldwide fraud networks have recently shifted to using CSGO keys to liquidate their gains. At this point, nearly all key purchases that end up being traded or sold on the marketplace are believed to be fraud sourced. As a result, we've decided that newly purchased keys will not be tradable or marketable. For the vast majority of CSGO users who buy keys to open containers, nothing changes. Keys can still be purchased to open containers in their inventory, they simply can no longer be traded or transacted on the Steam community market. Unfortunately, this change will impact some legitimate users, but combating fraud is something we can continue to prioritize across Steam and our products. If you have feedback or concerns about this change, please email us at email with the subject of key restriction. So essentially what this post is saying is that if you buy a key now in CSGO in the official store in-game, you will not be able to trade it or sell it on the market again. It will be locked, untradable, unmarketable in your inventory. And because they've made the currently existing ones, they're going to stay tradable. My predictions are that the current CSGO keys that are on the market that are going to remain tradable are going to skyrocket in price, you know, because the supply will suddenly cut off, but if the demand is still there, it will be like the Katowice stickers, etc., where when an item gets cut off from supply, the price of it skyrockets. One thing to keep in mind though is that you got to think about how many keys actually exist. Like currently existing keys, there's an abundance of them. There's literally thousands and thousands and thousands of keys in existence. So it's not like they're going to run out at the click of a finger, you know. As soon as Valve essentially stops letting new keys be added onto the market, it's not like they're suddenly going to go extinct, you know. You just got to remember that the existing ones will skyrocket in price eventually, but it's going to take years and years because there's so many of them in existence right now. So I don't think it necessarily spells the end of the economy, but it's worrying to other Valve games. We've always hypothesized in TF2, you know, other currencies that could become. We had three currencies at one point, being earbuds, keys, and refined. So if keys got cut out, we'd have to get one in the middle. And I'm going to explain why I think this impacts TF2 now. So let's say, for example, there's a bunch of dodgy gambling sites and dodgy services where you could directly buy CSGO keys with your dodgily won money, right? So if CSGO cuts off support to keys, so these gambling sites no longer have access to keys, but they want something that's still got a stable price like keys, they'll just go on to other Valve games that have keys available to use. So TF2 would logically be the next target. And then that means if this happens with CSGO and all these dodgy sites and frauding people and fraudsters move over to TF2 to use their dodgy money or whatever it is, gambling, stolen cards, whatever it is, and they go into TF2 for that, the same thing's going to happen for TF2. It just seems like CSGO traders are getting a really tough time at the moment. First they had the 7-day trade ban, which meant as soon as you receive an item in a trade, you can't re-trade that item for the next 7 days, which just in itself was a big blow to trading, and now they're cutting off the new supply of keys. It just seems like CSGO trading is stuck between a rock and a hard place at the moment, and I genuinely don't really see a way that CSGO trading can bounce back. And it is worrying for the rest of the Valve games, as I briefly touched on earlier. With all of these dodgy services using Valve's items, they'll see TF2 as a punching bag. They'll see TF2 as an opportunity to grab these easily accessible, expensive items and start using them for their dodgy services. It's the same with Dota, it's the same with other popular games that have marketable items in abundance. I mean, I just feel like it's almost inevitable at this point that TF2 is going to be dragged into this. And I don't know what the future of it will be. I think TF2's economy would be a bit more stable if keys suddenly got taken out of circulation and stopped being invested or injected into the market. Then, you know, it wouldn't be the end of the world. We have many sub-currencies. We have things like robo parts, name tags, description tags, and other things that I think will hold a stable price. CSGO, I know, has name tags and possibly description tags, but actually, I don't think they do have description tags. But yeah, CSGO's economy is much more fragile because they don't have these items in abundance, you know. They just have skins on skins on skins. But guys, that is just about it for this video. If you did enjoy, please do remember to leave a like and let me know your thoughts on this down below. Thanks again for watching, guys, and peace. I clocked it, not writing sonnets, keep it close to my heart like a locket, never dishonest. High up in the stars just like a comet, I get that profit, then I do the dash just like I'm Sonic. I'm dashing out the blue so they can call me supersonic, but my eyes been super red cause we've been smoking super chronic. Got the flavors in the bag, you would think that I'm a florist, and I know that makes you mad.